Why do we feel that praying is heavy? Sometimes we don't feel like we want to pray. So how about dealing with this first? لا بص أقول لك على حاجة. Are you coming to sit with me? Be with me. لكن تقعد بقى side discussions وبتاع أول ما أروح. Okay. How about dealing with this question first? Who wants me to deal with this question? Why is Salah heavy on the heart? طب يعني الحمد لله. Why is Salah heavy on the heart? Because this is the normal. This is the norm. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said so in the Quran. وَاسْتَعِينُوا بِالصَّبْرِ وَالصَّلَاةِ, and seek help, seek support in patience and salah. وَإِنَّهَا لَكَبِيرَةٌ, and it is surely heavy, except on the khashi'in. إِلَّا عَلَى الْخَاشِعِينَ. So those who are khashi'in, those who have khushu' in salah. Khushu' means consciousness of Allah. They can feel the presence of Allah when they pray. They enjoy salah. Everybody else is not going to enjoy salah. So what do? Learn how to be khasha' in your salah. How can I bring khushu' to my salah? Khushu' is not something that happens by coincidence. Khushu' is something that you learn how to prepare and bring to your heart. I have a lecture about that called The Spirit of Prayer. It teaches you how to bring khushu', how to feel consciousness of Allah when you're praying. You know what? When Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, when it was time to pray, you know what he used to tell Bilal? Who knows? أرحنا بها يا بلال. You know what it means? Comfort us with it, Bilal. يعني comfort us with it. It means that he was uncomfortable because it's not time for salah yet. It means that he was waiting for salah. 10 minutes left. 5 minutes. 3 minutes. 2 minutes. يلا أرحنا بها يا بلال. Comfort us with it, Bilal. Which means he was waiting for it. But our salah is different. Our salah is the opposite. We don't feel comfort with salah. We feel comfortable from salah. Oh my God, there's only 5 minutes left for Isha. Let's quickly catch Maghrib. And then we go quickly. We'll do ay kalam. And then we go to pray ay kalam. And then finally we caught Maghrib. So we feel comfortable from al-Maghrib. No, we should feel comfortable with al-Maghrib. Wait for al-Maghrib. When it's time for Maghrib, we go and we pray in the beginning of the time and we feel comfortable. How do we do that? If we have khushu'. Khushu' is something that you prepare. How do we do so? It's a lecture, a whole lecture called The Spirit of Prayer on YouTube, on my channel. Maybe it's in a playlist called The Purification of the Heart. I think it is episode number 9. Okay? The Spirit of Prayer. One of you should take notes and tell me to send you the links, and the links can be sent to you. But I'll tell you something. When you watch The Spirit of Prayer, watch it, and then directly after watching, stand up and pray. To practice what you just learned. Because if you practice it and you succeed in bringing khushu' to your heart, your life will change. Wallahi, it will change. You will enjoy praying. If you do so, this will change your life, because salah comes from the word sila, connection. You will fix your connection with Allah. You have a broken connection. If you don't have khushu', the connection is broken. You will fix the connection with Allah and you will really enjoy it. And I want to tell you something. Among the 7 types of people who will be in the shade of Allah on Judgment Day, and we're speaking about a day when the sun will be so close to the heads and people will be drowning in their sweat. People at that, when it's hot, they look for the shade. There's no shade except for 7 types of people. Among them are a young person who did not waste his youth by falling in sins. Actually, he was raised and he grew up in the dhikrillah, in the remembrance of Allah. So don't waste this chance. خلاص. So this is about that thing. جزاك الله خير. ده ايه ده؟
شيء.
نعم شكرا. طيب. What else? There was something about vaping. I don't know what vaping is. When it started, I heard that it is a substitute for cigarettes because it is less harmful and it doesn't have nicotine. And then lately, it became a problem because they discovered that it causes cancer. So bottom line, does it cause cancer or not? If it causes cancer, then I'm sorry, don't be idiots. Don't do that. I just lost last year my cousin. He was younger than me. I'm 59. Last year I was 58, he was 57. In the age of 57, he died. Suddenly. Yani he discovered that he has cancer, stage 4, within 4 months, he was lost. Khalas. Why is that? Because he used to smoke all his life. So if vaping causes cancer, don't do that. I'm not going to tell you about anything else. And it's not going to be haram except if it causes cancer, by the way. I'm not here to please your parents and tell you it is haram if I don't know it's haram. If it doesn't cause cancer, it's not haram, by the way. But if it really causes cancer, then it's haram. Then don't be idiots. Not because everybody does it, I'll do it. The Prophet ﷺ said, لا يكن أحدكم إمعا. One of you should not be a fool. إذا أحسن الناس وأحسن وإذا أساءوا أساء. If people do good, he does good. If people do evil, he does evil. No, you should have your own personality. Don't allow people to influence you like that. Khalas. All the young people in my age, they do vaping. Yeah, I'm not going to do it still. I don't care. I'm not going to follow people who are idiots. That's it. Khalas. So, be yourself. You have your own identity. Khalas. What else? Things about relationship with the other sex, right? Why can't I have a girlfriend? Why can't I have a boyfriend? I'll tell you why. All right. Who of you took a plane lately? Who traveled lately by a plane? Yeah, good. When you boarded the plane, did you question the credentials of the captain? Did you ask for the captain's CV? Did you ask to see how many hours did he train? No, you didn't. Did you ask about the log of maintenance log of the aeroplane to check if when was the last time they did maintenance for that? You didn't, right? Why? Because you trust the airlines. They are not going to employ anyone. Definitely, they employ good pilots, right? Good captains. Definitely, they do maintenance for that, okay? Why don't you trust Allah? That's it. He said, He's the one who created boys and girls. And He said, we have etiquettes of interaction between boys and girls. And these are the limits of our relationship before marriage. These are the limits of our relationship after marriage. So why don't we trust Allah instead of keep questioning Him about His instructions? He's the one who created us. He's the one who knows what's good and what's bad for us. Done. I have a car, let's say Mercedes. If something goes wrong, which company is the best company to fix it? Mercedes. Why? Because they made it. So they know every little tiny part of it. Same thing. The one who created the male and the female told us how to deal with each other. Done. Put your trust in Allah. Not in those people. Those many people outside here are perverts, and they want to destroy you. So don't submit to them. Have some critical thinking. What else? I feel these are all the questions that came to me, by the way. If there's nothing else, I'm going to go. So tell me more questions. Who has a question? No one? خلاص كده؟ أروح لعيالي؟ خلاص كده؟ خلاص جزاكم الله خير. That was an open session for people who have questions. جزاكم الله خير. Done. Dismissed. Unless you have a question. Why are you sitting? If you're sitting, you ask. You're not sitting, or you're not asking, go. يعني تفضل.
إذا لو موضوع البويف حرام مش موضوع الشواذ برضه حرام؟
They are not asking about shuzuz, about LGBT. They don't. Does anyone here doubt that the lesbians and gays and stuff like that is haram? Does anyone here wonder why is it haram? There's no need. They know that. With Muslims don't. طيب. Okay, what else? خلاص. جزاكم الله خير. نعم.
طبعا موضوع الحاد. طب هو السبب ان في عيال من الصغر بيتحدوا بيفلتوا من اجيال.
تبقى عقدة نفسية. بيبقى عندهم كومبلكس عشان ما تربوش كويس. نعم.
Is it okay for a man to have a girlfriend?
We just explained this now. No, it's not okay. And Allah said it's not okay. And the issue is, I said that we don't question the ability of the captain who is flying the plane, because we put trust in the company that it employs good captains. Same thing. We have to put trust in Allah that the one who created the men and the women, He tells them, He knows best what's best for them. So it's not good for us to have relationships outside of marriage before marriage. It's not good. I'll tell you something. 25 years ago, I watched an episode for someone called Dr. Phil, and he's a very famous psychologist, and he brought couples who are married who are not satisfied with in their relationship. And he interviewed them, and he found that what's common in all of them is that all of them had multiple relationships before marriage. And because of that, each one of them is comparing his wife to the other girlfriends whom he had before marriage. So he can give his wife maybe number 5, but there were 4 better than her. And every one of them had like 5 or 6 boyfriends before her husband. And if she ranks him, she puts him in number 3, for example, number 4, number 5. Okay, so there were others who were better. So they are never satisfied. So having several relationships before marriage like that destroys marriage after that. That's not good. That's why I'm telling you. The one who created the male and the female knows what's better for us. Put your trust in Allah. Allah did not forbid us from anything good. Did not forbid us from, did not allow to us anything that will harm us. Just put your trust in Him. If you know the wisdom, that's fine. If you don't know the wisdom, then there is wisdom, but you don't know it. Just follow what Allah says. We are here not to test Allah, but for Allah to test us. Okay? Now.
Sometimes, like for hijabi women, especially when we're in like the high school, middle school, we get shy from the friends that was from school. So like in the masjid, we can wear really good, and then in school, sometimes, it's very tempting to dress like the people that are from school. So how do we get rid of the anxiety and like the feeling of wanting to?
That's an amazing question. Girls who are hijabi, they are under pressure, peer pressure. When they are in school, for example, they feel like they are different. They don't want to look different. They feel like maybe it was better for them to wear like them. But maybe in the mosque they don't feel that because everyone in the mosque is wearing like that. Okay. This means that being hijabi in an environment like that is more difficult, right? which means it's more rewardable when you feel, when you show patience on this. It is more rewardable. So the more difficult the test, the more reward you get. That's the number one thing that you should think about so that you can persevere and you can feel more patience. There was a lady, one of the wives of the Tabi'een. Tabi'een means the students of the Sahaba. So she was from that generation. And she was walking and then she stumbled and she fell and her nail, her toenail was removed. It's so painful, eh? So she laughed. And her friends told her, are you crazy? How come you laugh with something like that? This is definitely very painful. She said, I felt the pain and then I suddenly remembered the reward of patience. If I show patience for a pain like that. So I showed patience. I wanted to show Allah that I am extremely patient. And when I felt how rewardable this is, I laughed. So number one, remind yourself with the reward with Allah for being patient and for persevering in such a situation. That's number one. Number two, remind yourself that the one who loves you is the one who told you to wear like that, because it's better for you. I am a filmmaker. I made 3 documentaries about Islam. Just today in one of the mosques, I was told that in 2008 they were distributing our documentary. It was called The Fog is Lifting, and they got a lot of shahadas. And subhanallah, the number of shahadas that we learned about from the feedback on this documentary exceeded 8,000, subhanallah. That was called The Fog is Lifting Part 1, Islam in Brief. Part 2 was about jihad. It's called Jihad on Terrorism. The Fog is Lifting Part 2. Part 3 is about women. It's called Islam in Women. Some of you want to tell me, it's women in Islam. You just got confused. No, it is called Islam in Women. Why? This documentary is amazing. It deals with the problem that, every documentary is trying to solve a problem. The problem is the most known thing about Islam is that it oppresses women. More than violence, more than terrorism, the propaganda against Islam is that it is the religion that oppresses women. Okay. In 2012, Cambridge University in the UK had a survey and they found that 75% of the converts to Islam in the UK are women. And guess what? What makes them more than men? Not marriage. Because actually marriage should make men more than women. Because women don't need to be Muslim in order to marry Muslim men. Just being a Christian or a Jewess, she can get married. Actually, it's men who have to be Muslim to marry Muslim women. So no, still the number of women is 3 times the number of men. This in the UK. So in this film, I started to interview people from different countries. We found that in Hong Kong, 97% of the converts are women. Mexico, 90%. So it looks like Islam is more attractive for women more than men. So the whole documentary is me interviewing women converts from all over the world. So I interviewed women in Hong Kong, Sweden, America, everywhere. And guess what we found? What makes women accept Islam more than men? There is something in Islam that attracts women more than men. You know what is it? The concept of freedom. Women feel more freedom in Islam. Islam frees them from who? From men. And the same things that are like shubuhat for us, hijab, are the same things that attracted them and they saw freedom in them. For example, Because since time immemorial, men have been using women as tools of enjoyment. If a man is having some depression, he goes to a cafe and he buys a cold drink and he sits by the window, not to watch men, it's to watch women while sipping his cold drink. And after 2 hours, he feels good. God said, no, you're not for public use. Cover up. They're not going to use you like that. See how they looked? If you just change the lens, you will see the same thing but differently. Okay? What people see as oppression, others see as freedom. And then, also, for example, the work. The woman in Hong Kong said in her interview with me, every woman in Hong Kong should put half of the rent on the table, half of the food on the table, everything. But Islam said, no, if you work, you have to work in a job that is suitable for women, and at the same time, your money is for yourself. It is the responsibility of the man to cover the household expenses. So they found in the same things that we speak about as oppression and stuff like that, but they looked with another lens. And why did they call it Islam and women? Because two of them, when I asked them, when did you enter Islam? They said, I didn't enter Islam. I said, how? She said, I never felt like I entered Islam. Ask me, when did you find Islam inside you? It was something inside me all the time. But in 2009, I found it. But don't tell me when you enter Islam. So it's like Islam is inside the women. And they find it. So this is the issue. You have to understand something. You are, for Allah, in the eyes of Allah, much more precious than allowing others to enjoy you like that. And He is the one who knows what's better for you, what's evil. And He is the one who wants to preserve you. And if you obey Him, you get rewarded and you benefit from that. Because He's protecting you. If you want to go and trust others besides Allah, it's your choice. Put your trust in Allah. And by the way, we are here in a test. In a test. Definitely, sometimes it's too hard, sometimes maybe it feels better, I know that, but we are in a test. Okay, why was there a forbidden tree in Jannah? Isn't it Jannah? Yes, it's Jannah, but there was something haram in it because it was a test for Adam and Eve. That's it.
What is the limitation to interacting with the opposite sex in school? Just because, I want to know, how to stay far away from the school.
That's very good. To answer this question, I have an episode, 20 minutes episode, called Etiquettes of Interaction between Men and Women in Islam, between boys and girls in Islam. I'll try to remember them, but there are 8 general etiquettes. Among them is that we can't, by the way, had Allah want men and women to be completely separate from each other, He could have created men on a planet and women on a different planet. Those are on Venus, those are on Mars. But no, Allah created us both on one planet, and He made the challenge is to deal with each other with respect and according to certain etiquettes. One of those etiquettes is that we deal with women, for example, with respect. If there's something necessary that we interact with each other, speak to each other, I'll speak to her and I tell her something, she tells me something, but with lowering the gaze. I shouldn't be looking at a woman in her face like that. By the way, I want to take off my glasses, I don't see properly, so I'm lowering my gaze like that by taking off my glasses, okay? So I shouldn't look at, establish eye contact with a woman. I shouldn't. So I should lower my gaze like this. I can speak to her and then lower my gaze and speak like that, but I shouldn't establish eye contact or long or look for a long time to a woman in her face like that. This actually is improper. Islamically, it's improper. I should not, we shouldn't touch each other, we shouldn't shake hands, we shouldn't hug each other. These things are not allowed. Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum assalam. And what I see sometimes men are not saying Assalamu alaikum to women, and women are not saying Assalamu alaikum to men, and it's wrong. Who said that? Who said that? No, we should say Assalamu alaikum to each other. There should be, as I told you, respect. There shouldn't be any talking or joking about things that have some improper innuendos. Okay, there should be something serious. Yani, we are in a serious setup, not partying, not semi. Yeah, men can party together, women can party together, but together, mixed party, no, that's not allowed. Yeah, but this is a serious setup. We are taking a lecture, we are taking something this important, we're learning something, we can be together in the same room, fine, but not partying. So things like that. So anyway, I will send you, so I told you that I will send you some links. What was the first link? Do you remember? Huh? The Vimeo, okay? But there was something else I told you to remind me. The spirit of prayer, good. So the Vimeo one, the spirit of prayer, and the etiquettes of interaction. Please write it down and send it to me. I will send you the links. Okay, يلا. في ناس are shy and they don't want to ask. So
منها هبل بصراحة بس يعني في حد
اسأل الحاجات المهمة.
ماشي. What to do if I begin feeling complacent in my deen and stop progressing يعني اللي هو رضيت باللي أنا فيه يعني وخلاص ما بقاش فيه حاجة effort إنك تتقدم يعني في علاقتك بالله.
Okay. We have to understand something, guys. Iman is like a sine wave. You know sine wave? Which means Iman increases and decreases, increases and decreases. And there are three scenarios for a relationship with Allah. There is the scenario of fear, which is you do what's good, you don't do what's evil because you fear the punishment of Allah. Okay, good. But there's also the scenario of hope, which is you do what's good, you stay away from what's evil because you hope to get rewarded by Allah in this life and in the hereafter. That's also good. But those are not the best two scenarios. There is a scenario that is better than them. The perfect scenario is the scenario of love. You do what's good and you stay from what's evil because you love Allah. You don't want to make Allah angry with you. This is the best scenario. And this is when your Iman is at the peak. Is you don't do anything good because you want to go to Jannah. You don't stay from evil because you are afraid of Nar. No, you do it because you love Allah. You're appreciating Allah. But we never stay like that all the time. The Sahaba told Prophet Muhammad, when we are with you, our Iman level is on top. But when we leave you and we start dealing with trade and people, dealing with people and the market, and our Iman decreases. So how can we keep our Iman up like that? He said, you will never do that. If you go out from the mosque and you keep your Iman like you were with me all the time, لَصَفَحَتْكُمُ الْمَلَائِكَةُ فِي الطُّرُقَاتِ. It's like the angel will stop you and shake hands with you in the street and ask you to take selfies. But it's not going to happen because the norm is that Iman decreases. So when it's decreasing, here comes the role of the two gifts that Allah gave to us. Jannah and Nar. Both of them are gifts because both of them remind us in this life not to keep our Iman decreasing until it goes in the negative area and we start doing or falling in sin. No, we rectify the wave again. So this is the issue. You need to work on yourself all the time to keep your Iman increasing. Okay? Prophet Ibrahim said, oh Allah, show me how you revive the dead. Allah said, don't you believe? He said, no, I believe. But I want to strengthen my heart. So he was looking at the iman in his heart. Okay? You have also to do the same thing. Our hearts, if you ask a Christian, he will tell about Christianity, he will tell you, we were born with an original sin. And Jesus died for us to remove the sin. We as Muslims believe exactly the opposite. We were not born with an original sin, we were born with an original goodness. We were born with hearts that are ready and good, ready to submit to Allah by nature. But there's only one problem with these hearts. They are like mobile batteries. They die if you don't put them on the charger every day for at least an hour. What is the charger? Dhikrullah. Quran with tadabbur. You contemplate upon the Quran and you pray with khushu'. So you go and you watch the spirit of prayer when I send it to you, and then directly you stand up and pray any 2 rak'ahs to practice what you learned. Okay? Like that you will be increasing your iman. Next.
And you play as a female character in a game.
Video game, can he play with a female character?
Yes. It's a game, right? Yeah. What else?
I have a question.
Yeah, question.
What can I do if I'm unable to fit in the masjid friend group?
What can I do if I'm unable to fit in the masjid friends group? Ask yourself, what's wrong? And consult others. Try to build bridges with the people in the masjid. Well, those masjid people are your people. You have to understand that. Those are the best people that you can make friendship with. So there must be something wrong. Try to think about it, try to consult someone, and build bridges with them. You have to do something, but you have to build bridges with them. Okay? Or search for another group. Or I suggest that you go actually to the person who's in charge of the youth group and tell him, why am I not fitting? And he will give you advice. Maybe there's something wrong with you. Maybe when you see them, you keep criticizing them. You speak to this one about his hair, this one about his shoes, this one. Maybe that's why they don't like to understand me. So you always have to think about what's wrong in you. If you don't find, start finding others, but don't start by blaming others always. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, ما أصابكم من مصيبة فبما كسبت أيديكم ويعفو عن كثير. So don't start by blaming others. Try to find what's wrong with your way of dealing with people. Maybe there's something wrong that makes them irritated. Okay? تفضل. حاضر ده آخر سؤال. This is the last one.
مثلا إشكالية الهوية مع الشباب المسلم إنه بدي أخذ قدوة شخص معين على أي بيس لازم يكون إنه كمفهوم الولاء والبراء، إنه كيف لازم إحنا ناخذ قدوة شخص معين إلا كإحنا شباب مسلمين.
Okay. The identity problem. Some people think that because we are in Canada, we are having an identity problem. I'll tell you something. If you're a Muslim, you will have an identity problem anywhere. Even in Egypt. Even in Saudi Arabia. Anywhere. If you're a good Muslim, the community, the society is not necessarily a good society. Most societies are not good. So you will always have, but you always have to look for people who are good, and you will find them, and you be with good friends. You don't have to have 100 friends, or 30 friends, or 20 friends. If you have like 2 or 3 or 4 good friends, that's enough. That's good. Sincere friends, that's good. Okay? And our example is always who? Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's it. We don't take others as examples. All people have what's good and what's bad in them. So always take the perfect human being as your example. That's it. Jazakumullah khairan. Barakallah fikum. I have to go actually. There are people who are going to sleep while they are driving if I keep them with me like that.
ممكن نضيف لينك كمان للليست اللي حضرتك بعتها حضرتك درست كورس اسمه Why I Choose Islam من سنتين.
Why I chose Islam is a very good lecture. Thank you very much for reminding me. Please put it on the message you will send to me. I will send you those 4 links. Thank you very much. By the way, if any of you goes to camps, we have a camp in July in Istanbul, and it's Art of Dawah camp. We learn in it presentation skills and public speaking skills, and how to apply those skills on presenting Islamic beliefs and concepts, and how to deal with difficult questions and refute misconceptions of non-Muslims. At the same time, we will have fun in Istanbul and visit the nice places. I'm talking to them. And sister, I'm talking to them. Sister, I'm talking to them. That's very distracting. Halas time. Okay. Anyway, so I forgot what I was saying.
The camp.
Okay, the camp. So the camp is for boys and girls, by the way. And I made it for boys and girls because we need to learn how to interact with each other respectfully. Yeah? At the same time, it's art of da'wah, and it's learning how to answer questions of non-Muslims. How we need to also know a lot, answers for many questions that we ourselves have to. So if you go to camps abroad, this will be a good camp for you, by the way. Jazakumullah khair. I will send in the message the flyer of the camp. Yes. Yeah, come back. خلاص بس هحضر البتاع ويلا.
جزاك الله خير باشمهندس فاضل. Thank you guys for attending. Inshallah, we're gonna have our camp prayer now, and then we're gonna continue the program. Thank you, everyone. Everyone, please take a chair with you while you're getting up. Take a chair or two, so we don't leave these chairs like this. Boys.